bonk and a posture check and a hydrate and a hello. How are you, Mr. Lovegood? How are you feeling? Oh, bless you. Yeah, it's awkward timing of things. Oh, it's very cold here, and I thought I was clever, and I'd turn the heating on early and everything. So bonk, posture check, hydrate. It's very hot and a stretch. Nice. Out of points. Oh no. I need to stream more so you can get more points. Is that what you're saying? The points from yesterday, yeah, they did. They do add up, don't they? How are you doing today? You alright? You're very tired. You had a sleep registration thing this night and you hope it shows up for you. Oof. Yeah, I know the feeling about feeling perpetually tired, and it's the worst thing in the world. You got up later than you wanted, but doing alright. Well, that's better than it could have been. I just noticed that I have a discoloration from when I worked on this wing yesterday. I'm annoyed. I'm gonna try and see if I can get to actually pick the right colour by the looks of it. How's the rest of my Friday? Oh, it was alright. We have... Oh, Nick has 3 colleagues coming over tomorrow for like a games night. So I thought, it's been over 10 years that I have sleep apnea. Oh, that's not great, yeah. No, I can't remember the last time I felt fully rested, but I'm feeling slightly better recently now that I'm taking some supplements that I haven't tried before and they seem to be working. I don't know if I'm imagining things. It might well be a complete, like, what's it called with a P? Can't think of the word. Well, it's not a real result, but an imagined result, which is still a result, but it is a... No, just when you're... A placebo. That's it. Placebo effect. So yeah, I don't know if they're actually working or if I'm just imagining that they're working, but I have slightly more energy than I have had in the last 20 years, so it's not... I'm not complaining. He socializes with his work people. I know, right? It is crazy. It's... No, you're fine. He hasn't before, it's the first time. Yeah, so he hasn't socialized with these people before, but it's they keep saying that they want to play like more games and stuff, and they eventually said, oh well, just 5k points. Nice. And one of these people, Nick, has literally just built a PC for yesterday, so he's coming to pick it up. It's my camera's not great. Is it Warhammer time? In what way? Pretty sure it's always Warhammer time in my time. But But yeah, so they're coming over tomorrow evening, and I was like, I don't want to be cooking tomorrow evening late. Oh no, they don't play Warhammer. They're gonna play, I think some either board games or like some PS5 co-op games, like or some party games. I think that's the plan anyway. So we'll I don't they don't play yet. Yeah, that's true. That's a fair one. But yeah, it should be alright. But I didn't want to be cooking when we have people over. So I thought I would just prep a lasagna. So I did that last night. I'm always like, it's not a difficult thing to cook, but it is time consuming with how much time I normally spend on like letting the sauce do its thing and then making a white sauce and stuff, and you can hide and stream in here while I game. I might do actually. Take the dog away with me for a bit and go chill in the garage. It's an extremely difficult thing to cook. What are we cooking? Oh, I already did yesterday. I cooked a lasagna, just prepped it for tomorrow, so I only have to put it in the oven tomorrow. I like to prepare these things so I don't have to worry when I can just throw a salad together and put some garlic bread in the oven, and here we go. I wish you could go to sleep instead of work. You work until 10 p.m. again and tomorrow as well. Oof. It's not ideal. And when you're tired, it's just so rough. You haven't had proper lasagna in forever. You miss lasagna. It's not difficult to make, if we're being honest. It just takes time. You have to make it. And I don't know if mine is necessarily a proper lasagna. I don't know if it's not. I think probably some Italian nonnas are probably rolling over in their graves. But I make my own white sauce, and I actually got some nice. Nivian went shopping at lunchtime yesterday, so because I didn't have the car, and he bought some stuff for us, and he picked up some egg pasta lasagna sheets. So from Waitrose, well fancy. So hopefully it's gonna be nice. I'm not an amazing cook, but I do all right with like having no ingredients and I'm making something. I wouldn't be putting anyone through like cooking experiments, but I think I do all right. Did I make the lasagna sheets from scratch? No, I did not, because I do still work and I know I got time for that. Less the difficulty of making the things and more the will and the desire to. Yeah, I know, that's what I said. I literally sent him a meme, ooh, fancy, when he said he was going to go to Waitrose. So, yeah, it's funny to make fun of Waitrose, or you can. It's a nice store, though, in its defense. Like, people there don't, like the people who work there don't want you to leave, which is quite nice. You don't feel like you're being looked out of the store like what you normally have when you go to Lidl or Aldi or whatever. But yeah, I think I'm an alright cook. I'm not gonna win any awards, obviously, but I enjoy it, and I enjoy it enough to try and make things taste nice, so. I feel like I've knocked my camera. I know I haven't, and I haven't changed what I'm... Why is there a ring there? I haven't put anything there. Don't like that. Shows you what happens when you airbrush. All the loose airbrush dust settles everywhere. Really should be using a mask and a proper airbrush station when I airbrush, but if that's what kills me, if my hobby is what kills me, then alright then. What a way to go. What a way to go. There we go. Better. It's crazy. It's, I guess, apparently we're still quite cold in here, even with the well, with us coming in here and turning the heater on and everything, and with the crazy insulation in here, because these paint bottles are really cold. What's everyone up to today? Is anyone doing anything fun? So Lovegood going to work, which is obviously not great, but anyone doing any hobby stuff? Time to get ready to leave. Thank you very much. I hope you have a good day at work today. I hope it's not too shitty, and I hope you get to sleep tonight. Oh, you're going to paint! Amazing. Are you going to stream? Or are you just going to paint? Once the motivation kicks in. Recovering from too much driving yesterday. Can be really exhausting, can't it, driving? Where did you go? Trying to fall asleep, but yeah, don't do that. I'd rather you didn't. That'd be not ideal. They drove down to a village near Newcastle. Cool. Good time? I don't think I've ever been down that way. Or up that way, I should say. bit more water on my palette because I'd like to use that to moisten my brush. What are you going to be paint once the motivation kicks in? And do you need any external motivation for it to kick in, or? More of you Purple Chaos boys? Nice. No, you're starting now. No need to nag. Yeah, good. Good. I'll get the reverse bonk out, otherwise. Thinking about it, I don't think I'm a nagger. I hope not, anyway. I don't think I ever nag Nivian. Can't really ask him because I can hear that he's talking to his work friend who is picking up his PC that Nick built for him. So he won't be in the stream, but I don't think I'm a nagger. Hope not. Good morning, Tegamat. How are you doing? You alright? Do I know what I'm doing, or am I just winging it? Haha. Why not both? Sarn plays. Hi, how are you? Stopping in to see the progress on Fulgrim before heading to work. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's going very slow because I keep seeing things that I want to change. So it's a slow process. I think a lot of people would have called it done and stopped on them ages ago, but. Exactly. Yeah. I like to soar and let my my brush take me where it will. I don't like to get clouded by preconceived notions of what things should look like. Paint is the wind beneath my wings. Exactly. Exactly. Even if at the moment it feels like it's going to come down crashing and burning like a freaking blimp, zeppelin. I went to hand in my my dreadnought today at the hobby store, and I brought back my my other model that had been in there. Have I done all that with just glazing? No, I'm afraid not. I cheated between quotation marks. I used the airbrush. I started with just glazing. Got really annoyed because it was taking a million years. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to sketch the values in with the airbrush, and then I'll add detail with glazing and being patient. The problem is that I don't really have all that much time. Like, it seems like I have a lot of time because it doesn't need to be done until Christmas, New Year's time. But considering I usually only paint like maybe twice a week, it is not an awfully long time. And this is I've only done like one wing section. There's 4 on each side of each wing, so I've got 16 to do, and I've done 1. So. But we are slowly making progress. It's just slow. Which tends to be the way of things when you're glazing, but... I need to get some of this in there. Airbrush on a bone ribbing and not glazing. Technically speaking, because I did painting on, I also did the bone stuff at that point. Then airbrush had to do the bone stuff again. So it's just been it's been a ride. When I started this project, I didn't use the airbrush yet, really. I started this really early in the year, actually. Just after our trip to, well, I came up with the plan Christmas last year, when the when the challenge was planned. And then picked up the model a few months later when we went. Yeah, when I could. And now, yeah, I've been working on it ever since, on and off. Looks amazing. Always looking at others' work, trying to get better. Oh, that is what I do as well, to be honest. Get inspiration where you can. I follow a couple of really, really good artists on Instagram, so I see their work, and it makes me both want to throw my brushes in the bin and it makes me want to get better at the same time. So, a bit of both. Hello, Pixie. How are you doing? Are you all right? How did the stream go at the end of yesterday? I think most of mini painters are the same way. Yeah, I feel like once you get to a certain point, it's hard to not compare yourself to others, which isn't a bad thing, but it also makes you both want to quit and work really hard to get better. It's a bit of a fine line. Yeah, now you have me. Ah, nice. That's what we like to hear. Yeah, Foxy, not adulting. Oh no. I feel like adulting is overrated anyway. It's a scam. Kids always want to grow up, but it's a trap. Time that one wrong. Which one? You're waiting for VOD to make clips. I have never looked back at VODs before. I feel like that's gonna make me make me go crazy. Generally speaking, my streams are quite tame because I am. Only certain people bring it out in me, if that makes sense. I'm starting to take off. My lifting this you up. Quite a spread, it's okay. Span some time. Yes. Exactly, you behave. That's what I mean. Like, it's only certain people who bring it out in me, and it's at the moment people are, generally speaking, very well behaved. So that means that I behave when it's not necessarily my normal modus operandus. We'll happily bring things out. That's naughty. I liked it. It's always funny when people are surprised by how I sometimes behave. It's like, oh, you shouldn't be surprised. This is how I normally am. How you met me is how I mask. Moldy wet palette, ew. I stopped using wet palette sponges. I use this really thick, like, fancy kitchen roll now, which is a lot less expensive to just throw away after it gets gross. If I could be bothered, I would also just use baking paper or baking parchment instead of wet palette paper, but that means that I have to actually prepare and cut out sheets of paper before I start my streams, and I'm not that prepared. First time I've ever gone moldy, only I've been using wet pellets for years. I think it's because it's the temperature. If you have heating on and stuff in the house, it just gets stanky and sweaty more. At least that's what I think it is. I don't know. I don't know. I just know that I'm normally not the best person at tidying up after my stream. I tend to just drop everything, get up and go get food. And that's not the best thing for wet palettes. Obviously, my brushes are clean, or like cleaned before I leave, but using sponges of the wet palette sponges just gets expensive rather quickly. So thick kitchen roll with some wet palette sheets on it is my go-to at the moment, and it seems to be working for me. So I've not had any issues with it. So things finally warm enough in here that I can turn the heating off for a bit. You can see how PC is being collected. Heater off. But yeah, I used to always use sponges, and coming back to your wet palette where all the paint has seeped through the paper into your sponge, it just looks ratty. So, and I use paper. Always watching. Yeah, not just a bit. But that's also how I found out that my neighbor was cutting my grass, which at that point stressed me out massively. I think we're now on our shit list actually, because we didn't say thank you for cutting the grass. Which I haven't said anything nice to. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. And a stretch. Ambassador. What is this sheet list? The sheet list. What? Shit list. Who's shit list? What was I saying? I can't remember. My brain. I can't remember what I was saying. Sorry, Paint. Paints. Which I'm assuming shit list are you talking about? Oh, the shit list of the... Yeah, sorry. Yeah, this is our neighbor. She's elderly. She's like... I think she's in her 80s or something. And her garden is one of these freaking pristine millimetered grass lawns with perfect borders and all that. Frankly, it gives me the freaking hives. I do not like gardens like that, but she's very proud of her garden. And I'd cut the grass. This was a couple of months ago now. I'd cut the grass the Friday before, the week after her son came over, and he all of a sudden was cutting our grass, and it wasn't even long because it was literally only a week in between the two. And I think she was expecting us to thank her for cutting the grass, but I just wanted to... I was so upset. Like, how It felt really invasive, and I don't know if that's a... yeah, I don't know. They should have asked. They should have said something. Should have asked, like, hey, would you like us to cut your grass? We're doing ours anyway. And then I would have said, no thanks, I like my grass a bit longer, thank you very much. Instead, they just ran their lawnmower over my grass, which I was not impressed with. But yeah, we never talked about it with her. Like, my excuse is that I never use the front door unless it's to receive visitors, because we always use the back door. And now every time I try and say hello to her, she's like all huffy and stuff, so I think we're on her shit list. Bonk. I know. Wait, are you bonking for me not saying thank you for her invading my privacy and bonking my... sorry, cutting my grass? Or are you bonking because I should have said something, or... Oh, the backdoor joke. That's fair. It was a terrible joke, so... fair response. This is a really weird wing structure, this. Because you've got horizontal textures like that going over it. But then there's also like creases here. And painting what feels like the correct direction on here is very difficult. Like, there's no correct direction, they're all going the wrong way. If you said something while her son was there, there may have been a chance to save it. She likely told him to do it and thought it was nice. Possibly, but that implies us realizing that she did it. And she didn't tell us they did it. We never used the front door, so you will outlive her, yeah. They also kicked over my solar lights, which I wasn't particularly impressed about, but... Time to head to work. Thank you very much for hanging out for a bit. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Then there's nothing you can do. No, I feel like the only reason we know about it is because we have a video doorbell. I might drop a Christmas card through her door or something, see, to at least salvage some of the relationship, but not... I'm not going to say thank you for something that I didn't want her to do in the first place, didn't ask her to do, and actually felt really uncomfortable by. One less person you need to make happy, true. To be fair, like, I don't feel like I need to make her happy. I just, I say that I do, kind of, because I know that she takes such pride in her garden. If it was me, I would be planting clover around the front garden. Have a clover lawn instead of grass. And wildflowers, and make it like a let's save the bees kind of situation, but I feel like if I did that, she'd have heart failure. Because her little pristine lawn without a single weed in it would quickly get invaded by my clover, which but yeah, that's how my garden would look if it was just my choice. I'm just being, here I am being nice and considerate. Yeah, clover is got flowers in it. It doesn't grow longer than a certain height. Pollinators love it. It's got many good features. It's just not as tidy looking as grass. But you need to cut it a lot less. It's much better for insects and stuff because there's a lot more in it. Like it blooms and all that. So. How much time on this mini will I spend? Oh. Whew. What a question. I feel like I've probably already spent like probably like 30 or 40 hours on it, I think. Probably 20 or 30, something like that. If I was roughly about 30 hours, I think. And I'll probably spend another 30 hours, so probably about 60. But I'm a very slow painter, so I'll find things that I will want to change, and I'll go back in, and it's and quality-wise, it doesn't compare, obviously, to what a Golden Demon painter can do with 60 hours, but I do what I like, so. Grass so bad in some countries, large plots of grass are now illegal because it takes so much water and energy. Yeah, I agree. I don't really like... I don't really water my grass, if only... maybe only like once or twice a year, only if it gets really, really bad. The only thing that I will water is like larger perennial plants. Because I don't want to waste all that water. I feel bad. I just try and plant things that are hardy, that enjoy living in English summers, and make it work that way. So the fair question is like asking how old will you live? We have no idea. Nobody said I wanted to be fair, according to my students at least. Oh god. Yeah, no, fairness was never implied. No, I don't know, probably about 60, 70 hours or something like that. I won't be able to give you an accurate figure because I'll be sitting here painting stuff and then tomorrow realizing that I'm not really happy with what I've done and then coming back in and changing it again. So it's like, yeah, it's a tough one. Britain is a wet country, live with it. Yeah, sometimes. It's we've had exceptionally hot summers last few years, and I don't think people realize how much water maintaining certain gardens or certain things take. So I try to be conscientious about these things. Given the size is really good, just basic painter and slow. Yeah, I think. Yeah, probably 6. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I don't really time things. The only way I normally gauge my painting duration by is counting how many streams I've done, and they're all normally about 2.5, 3 hours. But sometimes I forget to upload my streams to YouTube, so I can't tell, and then take about 10,000 flown out of time. Britain is a nice country, which happens unfortunately to be quite full of Brits. 100%. There is, to be fair, I really like the Brits. I've had very pleasant experiences with them, but I also very much know the things that people experience when the Brits leave Britain. Being born and raised in Amsterdam, you find fairly quickly which nationalities are a nightmare to be around when they're on holiday. It tends to be the Germans and the English are pretty terrible to be around. Benefit of multi-streaming? In what way? You don't do enough for your garden, your lilies just grow whether you want them to or not. Biggest empire in history, Amsterdam, wheat capital of the world. Yeah, so they say, but that's mostly for tourists. I think the people who actually live there doesn't really. So when it's not naughty, like when it's not an exciting thing that you have to hide or have to go somewhere specifically to go do, it's not all that interesting. So a lot of people in Amsterdam are just like, yeah, they might try it once or twice when they're younger and then never again. Like, I'm one of those people. Like, I can't be bothered with that stuff. Many come here and they're incredibly easy to spot. They are incredibly easy to spot. But most tourists, to be fair to the English tourists, almost every tourist is easy to spot in a different country. When people ask where to get them, you literally pull a couple out of the ground, you give it to them. Nice. It's like, here. They won't stop growing, please take them. Streaming to Twitch and YouTube same time. Ah, that is a good idea. Yeah, I've never tried that, to be honest. Maybe I should. I am such an absolute novice when it comes to streaming, despite having done it for over a year now. I struggle with. Oh, bless you, thank you. I might take you up on that. I just struggle with stuff that I have to think about. Like, painting to me is pretty brain dead, and I can just sit here and just grab my brush and just hit play, basically. But setting up, you live to help. It's setting up things like, look, I've been thinking about setting up like a donation page, because I found when that person donated a crazy amount of subs about a month ago, he was asking about being able to donate. And whilst I don't want people's money necessarily, I feel like if people want to donate towards the stream, if they want to donate towards like me getting my next model or something like that, I feel like that's money nicer spent than just dropping it on subs where Twitch gets so much of the percentage. But that's another one of those things that I've just not looked into yet and not haven't been able to investigate because my brain doesn't allow me to. Nickname is roast beef. Is it into terrible sun management? Yep. Switch suspiciously fast between pale white and dark red, overcooked. Oh, thank you, Pixie. I appreciate it. You had a puppy. I will help. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. Having a coffee is nice. Yeah, I thought that was just American, though. Most of your friends use Ko-fi. I thought that was an American thing. Like Cash App. You use it too? Huh. Oh. Did not know that. I saw someone streaming the other day who he even had, well, he had the donations options to get him to his next next gaming PC. He had options to send him Deliveroo, so you could feed him like Costa coffee and cake, or you could buy him pizza and stuff. I was like, oh man, that's. I felt like, yeah. As much as I liked the idea of people being able to support, I also felt like that was going maybe a little bit far. We have a friend in Germany using it. Better than Stream Elements. What am I using? Streamlabs. I don't know if that's the only thing that I the only thing that I have that I know. So, the curse of being somewhat techie, being able to get things off the ground, but then feeling overwhelmed as soon as it gets more complicated. Anyway, noms. Nice. Enjoy. I hope it's something tasty. Kinda the same? Oh, okay. Yeah, I get overwhelmed pretty quickly, overstimulated. Like as soon as I start, like I love to read, but the irony is that as soon as I have to read, I can't. It doesn't stick. So I can read something and none of it will actually get retained. So me trying to set up anything more complicated than having to press play. Like I've been thinking about getting like a stream deck, because I'd like to be able to do things like alert people to the fact that I have an Instagram and stuff like that. I feel like that's probably a Nightbot can probably do that too. Like occasionally flag up things like that. I wouldn't mind having that pop up every like half hour or so. You have a free better thing. If you have an old tablet, I do. I think your Repulsor Isuzu came out. I'm going to have another look because I looked yesterday. Oh, thank you, Pixie. I appreciate that. I will. Is it in work in progress? Have I worked with UV resin before? I have, actually. Few times? I did only on bases, though. Let me have a look. Scroll back up. There it is. I do have Discord, yes. That actually has an alert on the stream as well. Exclamation point Discord, and there's a Discord there. There it is. I like it a lot. Your big old tank. Tank. I really like the paint scheme. I like the tan with the red. I think it looks really cool. I like the panel lining that you've done. Really brings out the details. Very nice. And the blue in the thrustery things. Very cool. Mecha Xenomorph that you've got wanting to do the base as water. Do I do it all in one? I would say layers. Because the moment you start putting if you put a thick layer on there, it will only cure the top, and then you have sort of liquid shit spilling out from underneath. I'll show you. I did a tester on a piece of. So this was a tester for the base that I did for my Dreadnought, which is about that thick, not very thick at all. It's a single layer of cork. I poured this in one go with the tape against it. And if you look down the side here, only the top layer cured, and everything underneath will then run out and stay sticky. So if it were me, I would do coats, layers, and cure them in between. It can be a bit tricky depending on. I would almost say do like water, almost do like a water texture paint, like bluish base, or like I don't. How are you planning on doing it? Do you want it to be like deep water, or do you want it to show the Hey Adeptus, you alright? Do you want to see the like the riverbed, like the stones underneath, or do you want it to just be show as deep water? Because if you paint blue on there with like water, like ripples and stuff, and then pour a thinnest layer of resin on top, you won't need to actually add a thick layer of resin to still get the illusion of depth. I very much recommend doing a tester. Just grab a piece of card and just make some. That's what I did with mine, just to see. Because if you do a thin layer, I'll show you. I did. See if I have one that is obvious. I did some water on my squigs a while ago. It's the first bit that I did resin on. For these, I just painted like water on like bluish underneath with some brown to give it like a swampy look. I don't know if you can really see it very well. It's hard to show. There we go. And that one, I guess. And then painted some ripply stuff on top with some paint. You see the riverbed, but give it a murky look. Yeah, if depending on how deep you want it to look, multiple coats of resin. I personally wouldn't use a deep layer of resin. Not UV resin. If you want an epoxy resin or something like that just cures on itself, then it's easier. Then you can just have a deep layer. But UV resin, you need to get the UV to reach every area of the. Ooh, nice. You did add green to the sensors. Ooh, nice. Welcome to the Discord, people. Whoa, that's crazy, Cracker. That's awesome. I love the Zeppelin as well. That's so cool. The green roofs really make it pop. That's so cool. Wow. Look at the dwarves. Oh, I love that like sandy beach look on them. That's really cool. The shells on them make them. That's awesome. That's amazing. I love it. And the deck of that ship is really cool as well. That wood paneling. Very nice work. I'm really proud of that. That's really cool. Just looking at yours now, Ed. Okay. Ooh, difficult. Yeah, I think personally, if it were me, I would go paint the river base on, like put some like gravelly bits, however you want it to look, and then add thin layers of UV resin. You'll have to put like tape or something around it, otherwise it will just all run past the base. It's quite thin. It's like it's almost like ketchup consistency. It won't really stay where you want it to. It's still thinner than ketchup, actually, more like a hot sauce or something. But yeah, it works. It works well. Turn the heating back on because it's bloody cold. I think if you want to go for a proper deep layer of resin, I would suggest an epoxy resin, something that's two-part epoxy that once you mix it, it automatically sets. Where the only issue you would have is potentially fighting bubbles that are in there that you'll have to gently stir out, or use like a heat gun to melt them, or a hairdryer. Your basic maintenance, given the size, simple is better. You don't, in all honesty, spending as much time on a model as I do is only fun if you just really, really enjoy the paint process. If you want to get models on the table, I would not recommend sitting there for hours and hours and hours with a paintbrush. Just because I love it, and because I don't need to get an army on the table, but just actually enjoy painting. I just do this because I like painting. Yeah, I very much would not be doing this if this was to go on the table. The fact that I have time pressure between quotation marks to get this done before Christmas is already a difficult one, and I've had this on the go for the best part of the year now. So yeah, it's I am all for painting things to a standard that you're happy with, and if you want to just paint and play with your models, then why on earth would you spend 60 hours on that on an HQ? Why not just slap some paint on it, make it look decent from like tabletop standard distance? We all know the key to faster painting is bigger brush and moving it faster. Yes, you might not necessarily get the results you're after, but it definitely does go quicker. I say that. Always use the biggest brush you can get away with, in my opinion. Because small brushes are assholes. Your paint will dry on them and you'll just get annoyed. So always use a bigger brush than you think you need. True speed dipping model involves paint rolling on the details. Yeah, why the heck not? Like, I am all for slap chop, speed paints, contrast paints. Like a contrast paint, a wash and a highlight, that would be all that I would be doing if I was painting an army. Like, no chance I'd be sitting there and spending all this time on all these models if I'm not actually going to be spending time looking at them, or yeah, no chance. see all these people with dipping their models for with what's it called? Like a wash. Enamel wash, that's the word that I was looking for. That does look like a method I can get behind, but I wouldn't want to be sitting there with paint thinner afterwards, wiping off all of the excess and stuff, because it feels like... Also, I'd be scared. Like, I was scared when I added on the details on my Dreadnought. All the battle damage and stuff. I was like, oh, it looks tidy and nice and neat now. Why am I destroying it? Did not like that. Paint with toothpicks make for super detailed models, and you never get upset they break. You also never get done. Some model budgets can be low. Yes. That's probably the trick. I think we just all should do that. We went to the hobby store today, and I know Nivian has been eyeing the Saturnine box for a while. We dropped off. We'd bought a light box for the hobby store because they last time when they did, they took pictures of their previous competition models. They just used 2 pieces of paper and like posed the models in front of that. And yeah, didn't look great. Lightbox was on offer, so okay, cool, let's get it. A little present for our local hobby store. Dropped off my my Dreadnought for the competition, and I realised I have like 6 boxes still of Saturnine. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but considering it's 6 boxes over 170 quid that they're not selling, quite painful. They also still have 5 boxes of Skaven Tide. It's just sitting there, which is now discounted to £110. So if anyone wants a Skaven Tide box, go to Ipswich. Langdon Games in Ipswich. £110 for Skaven Tide. Don't tempt me. To be fair, that's a really good deal, because if you can get 2 combat patrols out of the Skaven Tide box. You can get the beautiful golden boys and the red clans. So it's a lot cheaper than buying 2 sets, 2 combat patrols separately. I'm pretty sure they ship nationally as well. So if you ask them to ship it, they probably would. I normally do store collection, but that's also dangerous because we technically only went there to drop off a model and to drop off the light box, and we left with a spray can of grey seer and like a Vallejo brush restorer thing, which I wanted to try out. No idea if it's any good, but I have a couple of brushes I could do with a bit of TLC. Closest thing you've done to model painting recently is colouring a picture with a colour pencil. Hey, colouring is colouring. Yeah, a couple more weeks before we know how my model fared in the competition. Regardless of how it does, I'm happy with the results I got, so that's something. But I would like to be able to say that I got like a commended entry or something like that. That'd be nice. Let's take your tank to your local warmer shop event. Oh, nice! What model does I submit? I submitted my my Dreadnought. I did a Redemptor Dreadnought with some 3D printed Space Wolves bits on it. And I made a winter, like, snow and ice base. The theme was winter, so I had to do something, so... Options for today's hobby: fix a computer, write a few pages of story, make some cuts on a metal project, colour some more, or you could clean your house and cook. Is fixing a computer a hobby? Because you could do that and then cook. Then you do both. You do two sensible things. Just gonna find some pictures of my... This is what I submitted. Yeah, your Bloodlight Ravens will come by and, yeah. But yeah, with the icy snow base and... Yeah, I think he's cool. Marbringer, hello! We are working on some wings today. Wingy wings. Yeah, it's, I finally felt like it was finished enough to stop messing with it. So I thought, rather than waiting until the last minute, because they have to be handed in by the 6th of December, but I'm away on the next weekend, and I didn't want to like chance it and have to get there on time on the 6th. I was like, no, I'd rather just go hand it in today and not have to worry about it. These belong to the Forge World version of Fulgrim. So he's a work in progress. His wings go up on there like that. I I really love the way these wings go on. It's so cool. And then his head is here. If my camera will focus on it. And I'm doing like a miniature diorama with him, so he's gonna go... For some reason there's a piece of yellow on my base. I'll pick that out. Yeah, he's going on to this base. Fighting some Iron Hands, so he's gonna go there. Like that. And then with the wings on. Like so. Which I hope will look cool. I think it will look cool. This obviously, the base is not done yet, the model isn't done yet, none of it is done yet. And I only have a few weeks. It has to be done before New Year's, because we have our... This is for our like in-house friendly competition with our friends. Got two of my partner's best friends. And one of our joint friend who also we got into Warhammer, so it's the 5 of us. They're coming over for New Year's, and for every year, so for they've done it for 3 years. This is my 2nd year, because I wasn't painting yet 3 years ago, so I couldn't join then. But yeah, the first year was a miniature diorama under like a glass dome thing. And I did a Cities of Sigmar one with like 2 guys on horses and 1 guy with a banner. And this year it's the brief is a centerpiece model, but there's no limitations on what we want to do with the centerpiece model, if that makes sense. So if I want to give it a bigger base, I'll only get judged by the model. But because the model is it's such an expensive model, and I really want to like do it justice, because it's gonna be sort of like a display piece for me. I want it to look good. So whereas the paint job is only going to be the model itself, yeah, we can add to the base if we feel like it will enhance the paint job, which I think it will, because if I do a very grim, sad, brown pit of despair with some dead Iron Hands in it, then he will look extra resplendent, because he is Fulgrim, and nothing says Fulgrim like, look at me, I'm perfect. So yeah, so that's the plan. But I still have a lot to do, and I have to have it finished by New Year's when they get here. Which sounds like a lot of time, but I'm a slow painter. Very slow. And I can't paint very often. Like, I can paint a few times a week. So I have to really make a move, really. Are you working on anything at the moment, Marbinger? And Baradnoth as well, actually. Are either of you painting anything, or do you just enjoy watching, which is also a valid strategy when it comes to miniature consumption, or like painting content consumption? You don't have to be doing it. If you enjoy watching it more than doing it, then that's fine too. You're moment you're working on your first Gundam model. Oh, amazing. Put a gold base coat on Angron. Nice. I haven't painted Angron yet. I know that one of our friends is painting Angron for the miniature competition. And I'm pretty sure he's done a really good job on it, so I'm a little bit worried. But then, yeah, I feel like I'm doing okay. For the amount of time that I can spend on this model, I feel like I'm doing okay. I haven't painted a Gundam yet. It is on the list. At some point, I would like to do a Gundam. It's because they look so cool. They're so detailed and so incredibly well thought out kits. It just, to me, sounds like an absolute dream to do. But also completely different again. Ooh, thank you for the hydrate. I have run out of tea, so I'm going to open my can. You don't think you're going to paint it yet? No, that's fair. It's certainly a choice because the kits themselves look amazing without paint as well. I think I would be a little bit nervous about painting it, purely based on how cool they already look. It's a bit like when I did the weathering on my Dreadnought, like, it already looks cool. All you can do is mess it up, which is a scary prospect, really. Yeah, same. It honestly looks like they've been through the wars and it looks so cool. I don't really understand why this is so gritty. It's probably the resin, but there's not much I can do about it now. I guess I could sand it, but there are so many things that I want to paint. I just wish I had more time to paint. You've been working on a dozen or so bases. Oh, nice. What are you doing? Kind of like a theme, or? I think my paint jobs would look better than yours. The gradients and the blends are airbrushed. I'm gonna be honest. I started with the brush, hated the result, decided to airbrush it, and then layer it because it just didn't go the way I wanted to, and I didn't have the time to sit there and glaze. Essentially 4 wings, you just have to do both sides. So, yeah, it's I don't want to say cheating because it's not cheating, it's just different different way of painting. But I used an airbrush for the gradients. Wouldn't need yourself to get yourself an airbrush. It really does help. I very much, if you plan on doing like soft blends and stuff like that, a gradient with an airbrush is 100 times easier than a gradient with a brush, a consistent gradient. Give a texture in pastel, I think. Yeah, I suppose. It's not something that I would normally see on a model, but you had a bunch of random creatures on plain plastic bases, so you added some texture, rock here or there, random skull flower. Nice! It really adds a lot to a model, doing something with the base. I feel like people often overlook how much of a difference and how much value it can add to a base if you add to the model as a whole, if you add stuff to the base. It's such a... It's almost like a hack, like a cheat. How much of a difference it makes. Almost. Brings you into the world more. Yeah, I think a base just finishes a model in a way that just a finished model can't, which is a very strange thing to say. But adding stuff to the base, making the base look interesting, and like it's got stuff going on, it just elevates the entire finish of the model. Plus it's really fun. I like doing bases. I think it's really fun. I know it's not everyone's bag, but I have a good time with it. It is cold enough that I'm actually having to turn the heating back on every like 20 minutes or so, which is annoying. But yeah, basing is fun. If you have a few good basing materials in your arsenal or like in your stores, it adds a lot. You found sourdough bread at Lidl. It's gonna be bad. No, it's not gonna be bad. It's gonna be awesome. I love sourdough bread, and I don't think Lidl bread is bad. Is it the pre-baked stuff or the fresh Lidl bread? You're not fond of doing bases? You haven't found your basing scheme yet, then. I think it also depends on what kind of base you're doing. Because I mostly paint Age of Sigmar, I get to do a lot with like plants and green shit, which is a lot more fun, I guess, than doing just rocks and rubble. Saying that, I saw some really cool, really quick lava bases online the other day, which I'm going to have to try out at some point because they looked really cool. It was literally just base, cover it in a white ink, let that dry, cover it in orange ink, let that dry. No, cover it in yellow and then orange on top. Mix it through, like, quite nice. Let that dry and then put like crackle paint on top, a really thick coat so it breaks apart in big chunks. And then they dry brush that with like a dark, like a black, like a Corvus black, like a dark grey. And then again with a black. And it looked really cool. Just had it with eggs. It's really, really good. Nice. Oh, I see. So basically you now have to go back to Lidl every time to buy sourdough bread rather than just buying bread from anywhere. I see. I see. Pascal, how are you doing? Long time no see. Are you doing alright? All good? Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. It has been a minute, hasn't it? Life gets in the way. I know life finds a way, but life also gets in the way, so... As me, working a big ass dragon. Actually, I'm working a snake man. Fulgrim, to be precise. Fulgrim transfigured. The wings go on like that. Bah. Like so. Option for today's hobbies: fix computer, write a few pages, story, make some cuts on a metal project, collect some more. Yes. I asked whether or not fixing a computer was a hobby, and if it is, then you could do fixing a computer and then making dinner. So you get a chore done, but also get something fun done. I also like the idea of you colouring more. No, you're fine. If you enjoyed it the other day, doing the colouring, I feel like that could be a cool one as well. Heating off again. Good lord. On, off, on, off. That's fair. I used to love colouring books and stuff like that. It's a great way to keep yourself entertained. You're working on a Games Workshop model as well. The first one since Geno's Manchester 3 years ago. Really? Final painting competition in 2 weeks. Build now, paint on that day. Oh, that's cool. It's like speed painting. Did they dictate what kind of model it needed to be? Or could you pick one? Because I feel like some models are much harder to paint in one go on the day than other models. Like we're doing 2 painting competitions at RoseCon this year, and one of them is paint in advance, bring the model to RoseCon for judging, and the other one is paint on the day, and then we'll be providing the models. So people who want to enter that will just have to let us know in the morning when they get to RoseCon. And they can get their one-page rules model. One-page rules have very kindly allowed us to use models. I reached out to them and they thought it was a good cause, so I'm allowed to print off up to 100 of one of their paid for models. I did speak about the font actually, yes. Could be anything, but it is a Games Workshop-oriented store wants to help the guy out by buying them all there. Yeah, that's how I like to do things as well. If it's if it's store related, I want to buy my model there if I can. Thank you for the lurk, Marbringer. I appreciate it. Yes, I mentioned the font because it wasn't just you who brought it up to me. I had other people mention it as well, and I personally also struggled to read it. So we should be seeing updates over the weekend from what I've been told. Also, the painting competition details will be going on the website. So hopefully that will all be visible after the weekend. Yeah, I didn't want to be that person who mentioned something negative about work that someone else has obviously spent a lot of time on and put a lot of effort into. But I really struggled to read the website. The font was not very user-friendly. So when you mentioned that you'd had people tell you that it was not very user-friendly, I was like, okay, cool. It's not just my complaint then, it's other people who are also finding it difficult to read. So lurky time. Thank you for hanging out, Painty Paint Paints. I appreciate it. And thank you for the lurk. But yeah, I'm hoping I suggested using a dyslexia font for the website because I felt like that would be very on brand to allow even people with like reading disabilities or reading difficulties to be able to read the website more easily. For promoting inclusivity and celebrating our differences and showing how we're all able to exist in the world if we just make a few small accommodations for those people who struggle slightly more with certain things. And I feel like adding the dyslexia font would be a good way to add to that, really. Yeah, like I said, I didn't want to mention it just for myself because I know that I can be overly critical of things. It's a character flaw, and I didn't want to be that person. Polygon, thank you so much for the follow. I like the way you spelled your name. That's fun. Good afternoon to you as well. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a lovely Saturday. Are you up to much today? Are you doing any hobby stuff yourself, or are you just having a chill afternoon? I don't know what time it is actually where you are. You might well be in America and it's still morning, so. Having a super still day. Still your PJs? Nice. Might do some hobby later, but taking it easy. You're in Ireland? Oh, nice. I love the Irish. Some of my favourite friends are Irish. And others are not Irish, but have moved to Ireland, so... I think if I wouldn't be in England, I would be in Ireland myself. What kind of hobby do you do? If you say, might do some hobby later. I feel like something moved on my camera and I'm not entirely sure how or why, but I'm having to really... You're a nerd. Warhammer, scale model building. Nice. Well, you're in good company here. We're all on the spectrum, super nerdy, not super nerdy, but still on the spectrum, not on the spectrum, but super nerdy. So we're all yeah. Artsy Criminal just took over portfolio. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I need to update my website actually. Instagram is slightly more up to date than my website, but I should really add my Dreadnought to the to my website. We're all mad here. That's the one. But yeah, I'm welcome to the stream. I'm Flo or Black Dog or BDP or whatever you want to call me. I respond to most things that are sort of in that wheelhouse. I have been painting Warhammer for about 18 months or so. Did some other artsy related stuff before that, but miniature painting has been a fairly recent hobby of mine, and I absolutely love it. I find it probably the most comforting of all the hobbies I've had over the years. So I reckon this one's here to stay. Because I also find the community really, really, really nice. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to know people, and with the streaming, finding people who are just really chill to be around. It makes me very happy. Warhammer and skill models are super good for your mental health. Yeah, they're helping me a lot as well, if I'm honest. It's kind of gentle concentration that sort of resets my brain when I've had a rough day. I say, oh, I don't have energy to paint, but sometimes painting will give you energy as well, so that helps. How often do I stream? Wednesday evenings and Saturday afternoon until early evening normally. So twice a week, generally speaking. Obviously there are times where I can't make it for some reason, but that's what I try to keep to. And we have a Discord as well, if you're interested in hanging out with like-minded people. If you type !Discord in the chat, it will come up with a link with an invitation to the Discord. And we're all super chill, so everyone's just everyone just likes to hang out, and yeah, it's nice. Talk about models, progress, stuff like that. And questions also about how to do certain things, what hobby materials and stuff to use. And I should make a channel for that, actually, for hobby material tips. Like people's yeah, the things that people have found that work a lot better than what are the generally accepted things. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Thanks, Polygon. It's a pleasure to have you. Both on Discord and on Instagram. Do you stream, or do you just like to watch? Because if you do, I will follow you back. You used to stream, but life got pretty hectic. That's fair. Well, if it ever changes, let me know, and I'll drop you a follow so I can maybe catch one of your streams sometime. I don't get many opportunities to watch. Usually, if I have time to watch, I have time to stream. So I end up streaming myself, but I always try and support where I can. Which is another one of those things that I find just super chill about this community. Like, everyone is so nice and supportive. Super helpful, and like, I wasn't aware of this when I started streaming on Twitch. I had no idea that the Warhammer community, the hobby community, was what it is. I was expecting like the very unhealthy, competition-driven experiences that I'd had from World of Warcraft streams that I used to watch and occasionally stream back in the day. And to find a community like this where everyone is just supportive and positive and helpful, and yeah, it's just been an absolute pleasure. You know what you'll do? You turn on one of these monster computers you build and load a high graphics game and actually use the thing for what you built in the first place. Hell yeah. So Rocket League then. Don't hurt me, Daggermad. Don't hurt me. Or do hurt me, I don't know. Might be fun. I feel something. Only because you can't from here, that's fair. That kind of slapped me if it was me. You should come to RoseCon, Daggermad, then you can slap me if you want. Just don't do it too hard. So I still have to judge. Gonna have to make some metal cuts in, get a workout in. Yeah. But yeah, everyone should come to RoseCon. A little rosecon.org has the tickets available at the moment. We have 2 painting competitions that will be happening that day. One that people can prepare for, so they can paint their own model in advance and bring it on the day, and one where we will be supplying the models and well, some paints and brushes and stuff on the day, depending on what people need. And at the end of the day, we'll announce the winner for both. I don't know yet what the prizes will be. You're in North Wales in the US. Just a bit south. Yeah, a little bit. Only across a little ocean. But I know that Grey Wolf, he's also in America. He really wants to come to RoseCon. He's part of the organization as well, the admin team. He doesn't like to travel alone, so if you say, hey man, I hear you don't like to travel alone, I would like to go to RoseCon as well. Do you want to travel together? Chances are he might take you up on it. It's still a bit of a hike, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a bit of a trek to get here, but you get to see all these lovely people. Like Chris Rose will be there, and I will be there, and Galloway Paints will be there. And I think some people from ChillCon might be there, possibly. Obviously Kat, Praise the Omnissiah, is going to be there. I'm hoping Chase might be there again. I'd like to attend some cons next year. Well, would be a good one. It's very small scale. It's in Cardiff, in Wales. Small scale convention, created by Chris Rose. He's a wonderful human being. Streams on Twitch as well. Has a lovely Discord. RoseCon is a convention that promotes overcoming adversity. So for those people who are, for whatever reason, struggling in life, so you might either have mental problems or physical disabilities or long-term sickness or whatever, Chris Rose wants to reduce the amount of roadblocks for people who are struggling in one way or another, and he's hoping to eventually turn it into a full charity. To support those people who need support and are struggling to get it. And the con, I'm one of the organizers. I'm part of the painting team organization. So we'll be judging the painting competition and Galloway Paint will be there. I am talking about Chris Rose, the Chris Rose, the hobbyist Chris Rose. If he buys your plane ticket and hires an air traffic control operator to man the tower. Yeah, it's a bit of a trek from America. But yeah, Chris is setting up this amazing group of people who want to be part of this movement, basically. I went there last year for the first con as just an attendant. I just went and had a good time, and this year I'm helping with the organizing, so anyone who wants to come say hi in person, that would be a good way to do it. I think, yes. Gogo. Did you type that out or did you copy paste it? Because if you know how to type it, then I'm impressed. Otherwise, it's just a fun gimmick. I would not be able to type it out. Just not like by heart anyway, not top of my mind. Nivian's mum is Welsh, so he learned how to pronounce that when he was very young. The only people who can type are the people who live there. Yeah, probably. And the only people who know how to pronounce it are the people who have been taught by their parents to not make a fool of themselves. What kind of Welsh person are you? You can't pronounce that town. But yeah, Firestorm Games have very kindly allowed us to return to them for next year's con. Tickets are in limited supply. They, I think there's a run of like 70 tickets at the moment. So it's got a very small scale con, but lunch is included on the ticket. Lunch is included in the ticket price. And it should be a really, really good time. There'll be some games to play. Obviously, the entire Firestorm Games store, which is crazy, crazy, crazy tempting. So either put a lock on your wallet or bring some spare cash. I've managed to double it and then you gave up. Oh, you'd mentioned double L, but then you gave up. Yeah. Imagine having to put that into address fields when getting deliveries. Oh man, you'd probably like autofill, right? That'd be awful. This is silly on Google. Yeah, buy all of the things, 100%. I went there and I bought all of the things and I wasn't planning on buying anything, and I came home with a load of paints that I'd never tried before and load of grass tufts and things, and very fun. Very nice store. Very nice store shop. Looking at all the models. I'd be the best appreciator ever. Yeah, well, that's also a skill, not one that I possess. I always want to buy stuff. I get very excited and then overexcited and then my wallet suddenly is a little bit lighter. But yeah, I think Firestorm make a good amount of money off us. Last year we had a Blood Bowl tournament. I don't think we'll be doing Blood Bowl this year. I think there was some plans to do something. I know there's a few people who are interested in doing Blood Bowl again. So if there's more interest again, then it probably will be picked up by someone. But there's going to be board games, party games, people to hang out with and shake hands with and hug, if that is your cup of tea, which is not for everyone, obviously. And that's before counting Ed's purchases. Yeah, absolutely. Ed was very very good for their store bottom line that day. I mean, if I had the money, I probably would be spending it on models and stuff as well, so it's to me entirely understandable. Am I envious? Yes. Am I jealous? No. I'd love to also be able to do that, but I also very much am happy for him that he's able to do it. If that makes sense. I feel like it makes sense. In my head it makes sense. I don't begrudge anyone their big purchases. Should see if my local hobby store would be willing to do an affiliate program. That'd be fun. I'd like a discount code for anyone buying things from them with my code. Be so happy to be able to help people buy cool stuff. You see places like Wayland Games and Element Games and stuff, they all do these affiliate programs. Makes you wonder if small hobby stores also do it. I just want people to have nice things. They do? Oh. I should ask them if they're interested in doing it, because I feel like for them to be able to reach a wider audience, because there's very much a local hobby store. I do think they ship as well, so I don't really see why they wouldn't want to increase their reach. And I want people to have nice things. Everyone should have nice things. Everyone should be able to buy the models that they want. A lot of stuff. Right. Nearly. But yeah, anyway, if anyone is able, if anyone wants to buy nice Warhammer stuff, go to Langdon Games in Ipswich. It is an amazing store. People are really, really nice, and they yeah, independent hobby store. They deserve all the support they can get. They recently revamped their whole Warhammer wall. So they're having, yeah, it looks very nice now. They've got a lot of, they have a lot of Warhammer out, which is very nice. And they also do some TCG stuff. They're really struggling to get Pokemon. I understand it's an absolute nightmare at the moment for hobby stores. They might get a few bits at launch, and then they sell out on the day, basically, and then they have no idea when they will get the next batch, which is infuriating, disappointing. Makes me wonder what's going on in the world of Pokemon. That's the same problem with the new Magic sets as well when they come out. Like they'll order 20k worth of stock and only get 3k allocated, which is insane, really, when you think about it. Scalper should be illegal. Yeah, I agree. I think the problem the biggest problem is just the level of stock that these stores get. Like, they set limits on how much they sell to any individual person. You can't buy it off the website, these things. You have to go in store for them. Like, they'll order as much as they can for the like launch events and stuff like that. But they never get the full stock allocation. They were saying when the new Magic the Gathering sets came out with the Final Fantasy sets, which were already like rumored to going to be really, really, really popular. And he told us he bought £22,000 worth. He ordered £22,000 worth of stock, and he got like £3,000 worth of it allocated. So he had to cancel like 90% of his pre-orders, if not more, 95% of his pre-orders. Which was heartbreaking to him because these people had paid for it back in January or whatever. And then in July or whenever it came out to get told, sorry, we're not getting the stock. It's really, really horrible as a shop. It's the kind of thing that will literally cause stores like that. If they focused only on trading card games, that's the kind of stuff that would get you to go under. So what are you supposed to sell if you can't sell the stuff that you like base your entire business model on? It's ridiculous. Inside. Yeah, the owner was talking to us about it. He was telling us how heartbreaking it was, and got loads of like really bad reviews on Google because of it. He's going, oh, I ordered this back then, and now they cancelled my order. It's like, well, it's not like they wanted to. They had to refund everyone. I'd much rather it actually sold you the thing. So naturally, we immediately went in with super positive reviews, which we probably should have left already anyway, but don't really think about it until someone mentions it. Yeah, it always upsets me watching these videos of like large retail centers having out these massive piles of, say, Pokemon sets or whatever, and people just literally filling up their trolley or grabbing armfuls of booster boxes or whatever. It just feels so... I don't know. Catch you later. Happy hobbying. Thank you. Oh, nice. Very nice. Glad to hear it. If you fancy sharing them, I'm curious to see how you get on. We have a Discord. Drop some pictures in there. I'm curious to see what you did. Greedy and subhuman. I tend to agree. I don't like it when people do it. I can understand it. The resale value of these things is crazy and you can make a lot of money, but it's such a dickish thing to do. That'd be awesome. I'd love to see what you make. What are you playing, Degamad? Are you saying something nice and heavy for your system? Curious to hear what kind of games you pick when you play. Cyberpunk Baldur's Gate 3. I need to play Baldur's Gate 3. I've keep meaning to play it, but it's quite an investment. It's not cheap. And I know that I don't have an awful lot of time. Well, I'm saying that, at the moment I probably have more time now than the rest of the year because we're on World of Warcraft raid break. Time investment, yeah. Good evening, Titania. Yeah, it's going alright. It's going alright. Slow going, but it's going. How are you doing? You okay? Doing good? I'm glad to hear it. Nice. Always makes me happy to hear when people are doing well. Obviously, I want to hear when people are not doing well as well, but it's nice to hear when it's going good. It's good. It's good. Oh man, Ace Ventura. Good. Oh no, this is Liar Liar. Jim Carrey, anyway. Are you up to much this weekend, Titania? Or are you having a chill one? For a second there, I was like, oh, I can have a chill one tomorrow. I can lounge around in my pants all day. And then I realized, no, I can't, because we have people coming over tomorrow. They would not appreciate that view. And I would not appreciate that attention. Chill one. Fiance is a bit under the weather, so you're looking after her and making sure she eats, drinks, and sleeps enough. Nice. That is very kind of you. It's easy to neglect your basic needs when you're not feeling 100%. So it's nice when someone is able to look after you, for you, or with you. I feel like that's one of the main advantages of living together with someone. Being able to look after them when they don't feel very well. And I suppose them looking after you in return. You hope. Anyway. I hope she recovers soon. There's some stuff going around at the moment that really isn't very nice, so... I am trying desperately not to catch it because I have travel plans on Thursday. I'm back to the Netherlands for a long weekend, so I want to try and not travel when I've got the lurgy. I'm also trying to think of some more Christmas presents for Nivian. Obviously I can't say what I've already bought because he might be lurking in the chat, but I want to get him something else. Something else to unwrap at Christmas. I haven't decided yet. Have you guys bought all your Christmas stuff yet? All your presents? Or are you lastminute.com buyers? Or do you not celebrate Christmas at all, which is also valid? It is not for everyone. I've been meaning to get myself one of those fidget rings. And I've seen some cool ones online. Like the ones that you can sit and just spin. And just have like cogs or something on them. Something fidgety. And I nearly ordered some and then I realised I don't actually know my own ring size, so I need to work that out before I do anything else, before I order any. Sorry, I just realised my brain did a massive like leapy thing there. That's from the word fiance to rings to me wanting to buy a fidget ring. My brain likes to jump over entire sections of a conversation, and then I find myself talking about things that no one understands why or how I got there. You know the feeling it happens, yeah. It's it can be quite difficult because sometimes I'll be in the car and Nivian's driving and I'll start saying something that to me makes absolute sense and he's like, where the hell did that come from? I was like, oh well, I just saw a registration with 2 letters that made me think of something else, which made me think of something else, so now I'm here. And he'd be like, girl, you're crazy. I was like, I know that, but you still love me, right? Ah. And the good thing is that he does still love me, even if I am a state most of the time. I'm very lucky. Is there a Steam Black Friday sale going on at the moment? Does anyone know? And if so, does anyone know if Baldur's Gate is cheaper at the moment? PlayStation Publisher sale. Hi friend, how are you? Baldur's Gate's full price. Of course it is. Thank you. a bit of a cretin, I guess, for wanting to buy a game like that at a discount because it's such an amazing game. But c'est la vie. Black Friday is until the 28th. True. So they might still come down. Usually it's like a 2-week thing though nowadays. Yeah, maybe. Might get lucky. Be good because that would be after payday as well, so I wouldn't feel like I'm dipping into my savings to buy a game that I probably will struggle to play. Because I also still have my other Pokemon games that I just want to play. Nivian got me on the Switch. Got me the Switch 2 with Legends, which I've now nearly completed Legends. Just filling up the Pokedex now and trying to get to the shiny Pokemon increased probability thing. You do the same thing as you've been talking about, call it the thought train as opposed to a train of thought. It's fair. Lens, thank you very much. Well, welcome back. How are you? Thank you for joining again. Yeah, I do feel like my thoughts go off the rails more often than not. It's it can be fun, but it can also be very, very challenging to have a normal conversation with people because I'll already be like 3 steps ahead in a completely different direction and they're still on the normal train of thought. Happy to see me live, always so chill to listen while painting. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. I do try. That is kind of what I what I go for. I like to be the background noise to your chill painting time. So glad to hear it's working. Conversation just took the wrong trouser leg and yeah, well that's it. Like, just because you got stuck on the wrong side of the conversation doesn't mean I got stuck on the wrong side of the conversation. I'm already 3 steps ahead. I'm putting my shoes on and you're still putting your trousers on, so... Who's in the wrong now, huh? Your reasoning for calling it that is that once it's in motion, it can't easily stop until it arrives at its destination. That's fair. That's a good one. I do feel like my train doesn't necessarily have a destination though. Quite often it just sort of goes places that I didn't really think it would be going. What's my favorite movie? Oh, that's a difficult question. Because that changes. I think overall, probably Howl's Moving Castle. I like that one a lot. I also what's my favorite movie? I mean, Spirited Away is also up there, which is hardly surprising. If you like Howl's Moving Castle, you're probably gonna like Spirited Away as well. don't really watch very many movies. Thinking about it. So yours is a train from that movie with a train with all of humanity on it. What? What movie's that? Snowpiercer? Never even heard of it. Which circles back neatly to the fact that I'm not entirely sure what my favourite movie is, and that I don't really watch very many movies. Josie and the Pussycats is yours, followed very closely by Midsommar. I don't think I've watched either of those. What are they about? Funny how your brain works. You never watched that movie. You don't need to watch it to know what it's about. Quite often I'll watch a movie and I won't be able to remember the title of it. Happens a lot. Or even the names of the characters in it. I can binge watch an entire show and then afterwards struggle to remember what anyone's names were. Harsh commentary on capitalism, an exaggerated example of Oh wow. You really love Avatar 1 and 2, excited for 3. Oh, for the third part next month. Oh cool, didn't know there was a third part coming out. I liked it too. I watched Avatar, the first Avatar, in the cinema when it was first came out. So with like 3D glasses on and everything when that was still a gimmick. Or very cool. So it was really cool to see like the tree and the little floaty bits and stuff. That was awesome to but I felt like I already knew the story because I'd obviously watched Pocahontas, so it didn't feel like much of a surprise. Avatar 2 more of a surprise because I don't know where they got that storyline from, but I like that too, yeah. Thought they were really pretty. The graphical achievements they've accomplished were rather amazing with for a story. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't dislike them. Like I said, they were amazing to watch in a cinema, and it looked spectacular. Like honestly, one of the most amazing experiences watching a movie ever. But I don't know that the story is all that surprising. Avatar 3 makes enough money that will make part 4 and 5. Ooh, it's hard to impress you. I mean, I've been I get little hyperfixations. I'm not fully on the hyperfixation train kind of thing. I don't over hyperfixate, I think. But I've watched K-pop Demon Hunters about 4 times now. And I know that that's not exactly a TV masterpiece or anything like that, but it makes me very happy. And that is one of the things that are important to me. I need to watch something. If I watch something, it needs to make me happy. I don't watch anything that will make me sad overall. It needs to have a happy ending. It needs to be something that I won't feel like I've torn my heart out over. Elias de Gasperi Art, thank you so much for the follow. I hope you are having a lovely day today. We're talking about movies at the moment. If you've never been to my stream before, my name is Flo, or Floortje officially, but that's hard to pronounce, so I go by Flo. Or Black Dog Painting, or BDP, or whatever floats your boat, really. Villainous, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I am working on it. It's a fun model to work on. It's quite difficult. I'm struggling to get like the movement of the wings in there correctly. It looks better on camera, to be honest, than it looks in real life. I'm struggling to get like the pleats, like the creases that go like that, to match up with what goes like that. Your autistic son went through a month or two when it came out. Watching it non-stop, Capable Demon Hunters is amazing. I must admit, I kind of agree. I felt very seen by that movie. So yeah, I feel like it's worth a watch at least. Starts off really silly, and you think, why on earth am I watching this? And then it gets more serious as it goes on. And the playlist, the soundtrack is full of bangers, so worth it. Welcome in, Elias. I really do appreciate you coming in. And Villainous, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That is very kind of you to say. This is going to be a model for my in-house competition. We're doing an annual competition with some friends. It's always hard to give myself a break, if that makes sense. I have until New Year's to finish it, and yeah, I've got quite a lot to go still. So yeah, it's fun. We've got I've got a couple of friends who thank you for the follow. Yeah, I've got a couple of friends who are also into Warhammer, and my partner is also into Warhammer, so it's 3 friends and him and me. This year the theme is a centerpiece model, so I'm painting up Fulgrim, the Forge World resin model. So I've got most of the way with him. Still needs some touch-ups and stuff. I'm quite happy with his head. His head, let me see if I can get the camera to, yeah, there we go. Quite happy with how his face is looking. But what do you want? Do you want to sit on my lap for a bit? But yeah, it's a big model, and I'm have you got enough space? Yeah, it's going on a slightly larger base. The brief is it needs to be a centerpiece model, but there's nothing said about it needing to be on the base that it came with. And because it's such a large model and it's such a big job, I feel like putting him on a bigger base. The base he comes with is tiny. It's like he barely fits on it. It's really silly. So I'm putting him on a bigger base. He's going on this base. That's the black dog. The black dog. He was asleep under the desk, and he now has decided that it's time to wake up, and he has demanded some cuddles, so he can be here for a little bit, can't you? Yes. Yeah, so I'm sort of midway through the process of this big job. I won't be judged on anything that the base does. The black dog, exactly. The little earsies. Little fluffy, soft earsies. You look very cute. You should show your face on the camera, really. I don't know if I can move this without turning the whole thing into a state. But yeah, so he's leaning back really funny at the moment. He's leaning against my folded up leg. So he's like, I can, if I rub vertically, I'm rubbing his chest. You're a very silly dog, aren't you? Hi, buddy. But yeah, I'm mid-project. I have until, well, New Year's, when our friends are coming over for New Year. And we're doing the judging via pictures to one of our other friends who's a really, really good painter, but he lives in Ireland, so he can't be there for New Year's. So he judges, and we take photos, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's I'm excited to see what everyone else is doing. Like, we bought models when we went to Warhammer World last what was it, April, I want to say? February or April? Can't remember now. I know that one of them is doing Angron. I know my partner is doing a knight. No poetry fans. Oh, bless you. I did see the block of text, bear with. Every tale, every story, I know every legend from the young to the old, now every novel, every plot line. So I know every universe and everything that exists. That's actually nice. That is actually nice. I'm jiggling a leg here. You see the leg? That's a back leg that's just being jiggled at the moment. What are we jiggling this leg for? But yeah, it's we've got one Angron, we've got a knight. I think we have one guy doing like one of the orcs riding a squig, like the big boss squig dudes. And the other one might be doing like a space marine, like a plane of sorts, like a, I can't remember now what the other ones are doing. Solve every mystery. You missed a typo. Bless you. That's alright. I'm not a huge fan of poetry normally. I'm the main one that I like is it's called, I think, the tuinman and the dood in Dutch. The gardener and death. And it basically talks about how death goes into a garden and is surprised to see the gardener there, and the gardener panics when he sees death, and he runs and he asks his lord for money to travel, to run away, to get away from death. And he gets away, and then in the town that he travels to, comes across death again. And he said, "Oh no, I went here to get away from you." He's like, "Oh well, no, I was surprised to see you in that garden because I was supposed to pick you up in the evening in this town." And I was like, "Oh, I like that one." This is very silly. This dog is very silly. I am going to show you guys because it's entirely too cute to not show. Bear with. I need to feel for the little toggle thingy. Zoom out. There we go. When often encounters their destiny on the path they used to avoid it. Yeah, exactly. That is the story there as well. Yeah, we have an upside down dog, very pleased with himself, no squinty eyes, lying on my base and my models. Are you comfy there? Are you having a nice time? Yeah? What's the matter, buddy? Hi. Are you snug? Yeah? Snug puppy. Oppa! He does. He is very, very cute. He loves me more than he lets on, I think. He's not a massive cuddler, so when he does come for a cuddle, I'm always happy to see him. A little ear job. Little rabbity earsies. You're a good boy. You're a good dog. Good dog. Yeah. We'll do brushes later, yeah? Do we do brushes later? Yeah? Yeah? Oh, I love the little head tilts. They're so cute. Very nice. I need to get some painting in, George. I need to paint. Can you get off? Thank you. Very, very polite dog. Right. Back to my wings. I need to reposition my camera again because obviously I moved things around. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's very cute and he does try to be very well behaved. And he's not always very well behaved, but he always tries. You can tell that he tries because he's like, you see him thinking about it and he's like, hard work for him, but he does it. He's a good boy. To be fair, I think most dogs are like that. I have yet to come across a dog that's like deliberately a menace. I love dogs. They're so good. I know this is not a good thing to say, but 9 times out of 10 dogs are better than people, in my opinion. Is there a dog might shit in your shoe, but he won't break your heart. So, camera, can we do a focus thing, please, and not focus on this wing? Thank you. Has anyone got any plans for this evening? Anyone doing anything fun? Going out or watching a movie or more hobby stuff? Also fun and worth reporting. In my humble opinion. I'm thinking I'll either have some dinner later and then play Pokemon in the warm, possibly, or come back out here and do some more painting. I haven't decided yet. You're realizing you made a mistake on this one project you're working on. It looks like you drilled a hole in the wrong place. No! Can you fix it? Can you fill it? Or are you going to have to redo a section now? Also, what project are you working on? Struggling with this one from the beginning, debating starting over again. It just looks like mangled metal at this point. Might be worth starting over, because at this point you then know where you've gone wrong and how you can improve it. Oh, the rebel in the... Oh, really? Didn't look like you were struggling with that when you shared early progress pictures, but obviously a lot can change from starting a project. Transformer 1 just about done. Nice. I've always been partial to leather work. Always looks really fun to me. I watch these people like scraping off sections and smoothing things out and then oiling them at the end, and it always looks very soothing to me, but that might be my imagination. I guess like with anything else craft related like that, if you can't put it back on, so once it's off you have to work with what you got, which is, I suppose, not necessarily super relaxing, but it's just the impression you get. Putting some time into this other one because it would need to give them as a gift at the same time. Ah, okay. Oh, you need some nice weather outside. Ooh. What's the weather like where you are? Because my mind immediately went, yuck, you've got the wrong time of year for that, but you probably don't actually. It's absolutely freezing cold here at the moment. It's really not a fun time. And I know that for anyone who's like proper freezing cold temperatures, used to that, probably this isn't all that cold, but I I saw a video the other day of an American lady who was experiencing her first English winter after just having experienced her first English summer. Dice Ronda, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. They're getting there. They're getting there. It's a slow process. I find the creases difficult to find. I'm struggling a little bit with getting the highlights in the correct places, but we're getting there. Their life's work. Hardly. Just this winter's work. Do you do miniature painting? Can I say Ronda, or do you prefer Dystra or Daystra, or I don't actually know how you want your name to be pronounced, so I'm hoping I haven't offended you by pronouncing it wrong. The question stands, though. You managed to build the rest of your Termagants earlier. Probably going to try to build the Hormagants. Awesome. I've got Tyranids on the brain recently. I do want to paint some Tyranids at some point. I've never painted a Tyranid before, so they just look interesting and fun to paint, and I love something that's fun to paint. Like in the same way that I really enjoy painting Sylvaneth, I feel like the organic nature of Tyranids is probably going to be similarly fun to paint those as well. They're hard army, so lots of small bugs, but the bigger beasts are really fun. Yeah, I think once you've got your like paint scheme in place, you can find ways to make it quicker and easier for the actual army. But because I don't I don't really need to paint an army. I can just pick the characters or the big beasties if I want to paint something. It's the advantage of not painting to play, but just painting to paint. It's the Biovore, I think. Is that the one with the big big booty and the chimneys on his back? That looks really fun. Psychophage, oh yeah. That's it. That just shows you I only remember the models that I've painted. Or the names of the models that I've painted. And he is fun, pretty cheap model too. Awesome. Yeah, I may have to pick one up at some point. I think Nivian had one from the Combat Patrol magazine. But I think he started painting it, so I'm not gonna nick his half-finished models. Now I want to know what the Biovore is. Why is my file off? Very silly. Biovore. Tyranid. Images. Oh, it's the one with the penis cannon on his back. I mean, they all have slightly penisy guns. look a little bit like a dog's lipstick. The hazard of having an actual part of your body be a cannon. It's hard to make anything look. I can hold my paintbrush, I promise. Hard to make anything that ejaculates projectiles not look like a Pernus. Even if it's evil, bitey Pernus. Still here. Yeah. I normally do like three hours or something on a Saturday. We're getting there. It's beginning to look like something. I compare it to the other one. This has texture, this looks alive. This doesn't look alive yet. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. The light like that. Yeah, don't hate that. It's kind of cute. I quite like being called Puppy. I know that's really silly, but like, people don't give me nicknames. I mean, they might abbreviate my my handle or Puppy. Cute. Aw, thank you. Most of the time I don't feel very cute, so that's kind of you, thank you. Like today I was like, I should, rather than wearing my dog walking trousers, which I always wear, which are massive and baggy, and I think you just made the decision to redo it the way that you now. It would be more work to fix it than it would be to start from the beginning. Now you know what you're doing. Yeah, I guess the second attempt over will probably go quicker, right? If you know how to go, where to go, you can probably trace certain things because you can copy them from the previous version. But yeah, I was like, I should probably not wear my dog walking trousers, and I should probably make a little bit more of an effort. But it's so freaking cold, so I was like, oh, I should put a dress on. And I put a dress on, and I was like, cute. Dress is cute. Also, it's really freaking freezing, so now I need to put something on top of the dress to stay warm. So it's still... Nobsip, thank you so much for the follow. That name, sorry. That's fantastic. I don't even know if that was intentionally meant to be funny, but that's perfect. Oh, cool. I will have a look later, Degama. That sounds fun. And nice to know where you get your inspiration from and stuff. It was not meant to be funny. I'm glad it makes me laugh. Yes. In that case, I apologize for laughing. It's, I don't know where you're based in the world, but in England, it sounds kind of funny. I love it. Welcome to the stream. It's a bit rude, unfortunately. The first 3 letters are how you pronounce. If you were to put a K in front of it, you don't pronounce the K in English. And it turns it into a rather rude word. And then to be sipping makes it even ruder. So I apologize for laughing. I'm sorry. I assumed that's what you were going for, and it wasn't. So I'm sorry for laughing. I hope there's a really, really rude... Not offended? Oh, okay, good. Thank you. Feeling really bad here. It's, yeah, I hope there's a nice rude abbreviation for BDP in your area. Something that you can chuckle about quietly, or very loudly as well. That's also allowed. Chuckle over the black dog painting. Are you a hobbyist? Do you paint, or do you build, or do you do other hobby stuff? Actually, you might reconsider the nickname. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. It's technically not. It's technically not rude until you say it out loud, and then it sounds funny for people with the emotional maturity of a 12-year-old. Which is me in this situation. Very much a child, apparently. Right, as I was saying, do you paint Warhammer, or do you just enjoy watching, or are there other hobbies, crafty stuff that you like to do? You paint but not Warhammer, you play but no Warhammer, you no longer read White Dwarfs, this is no longer yeah, fair. That's fair. All fair. Fair commentary. It's if you want to do that specifically, there are much better options out there, also cheaper. Wings looking good. This is I'm quite happy with it. It's getting there. This is the other one. This one I feel is I like this section. It looks very like pleated and problematic. Not very. But thanks, Jace. I appreciate it. It's a labour of love, for sure. It's only taken 6 million years. What are you working on at the moment, Jace? I haven't caught your latest stream, so I'm not entirely sure what the current project is. Oh, I forgot to ask actually. I just assumed, but you are going to RoseCon, aren't you? Because I was saying earlier that who I assumed or who I thought was going to go, and I was like, I think Jace is going. I think he's been challenged to more to more Blood Bowl and stuff. You sure am? Okay, cool. All of a sudden I was like, oh shit, I don't actually know for sure if he's going. I'm making promises here that Jace is going to be there, and then people show up and there's no Jace. I'd feel bad, so I'm glad. Good, good. I am already looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really fun. Everyone should come to RoseCon. RoseCon, where the fun's at? You have your ticket and leave from work. We'll take something big for you to miss it. Awesome. That is good to know. Same. Too far you wished? How far would it be for you to go? I don't know where you're in America probably, aren't you? You haven't figured out if you're staying or driving home. Oh, you should stay. You don't want to be driving home after a whole day of hanging around people. I wouldn't want to be driving home anyway. I'm driving up the night before and staying over the night of as well. It's going to be a 2-night thing for me because otherwise I'll be falling asleep at the wheel. Denmark. Oh, that's not too bad. Still far. I lived in Denmark for a few months. Where in Denmark? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah. Used to date a Danish guy for a bit. Sjælland. I was in Holstebro. I didn't really like it there. It wasn't very nice. Very weird art. They, yeah. Very pretty country, Denmark. Very pretty. Thank you for the lurk, zombie. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a lovely day today. Something super annoying about wings. She'll be like, ah, fantastic. I finished this wing, and then you realise it has a backside, and then there's still another wing to do as well. It's one of the reasons why I haven't stopped for a break yet, because I'm worried that once my paint on my palette dries up, that I will forget which paints I was using. I was like, oh, just make a paint, use your paint journal. You have a paint journal. But I am getting pretty hungry. And we don't want to get hangry. That would be unfair to the people in my life who have to deal with me when I'm hungry. What did you have for lunch, you ask? 2 pieces of toast with some peanut butter, some sambal ulek, and some cucumber on it. It was very tasty, but not incredibly filling thinking about it. I'm beginning to realize more and more that I shouldn't be trying to change my painting style so much. Like when I paint, I'm very much of a... I really like painting, almost like painterly, like sketching with paint. And I've been trying really hard to do like really smooth blends and completely, well, it's a completely different style. I like the smooth blends, but I also like the more sketchy. Ooh, don't drop it. They're very fragile. Don't drop them. I also like the very sketchy, like finish where it looks a bit more, well, painterly. I suppose is the name. Every time this song comes on, and that section of the song, every time I hear it, I think it's Silent Night. I'm not playing Christmas music just yet. You hear no song? Should be playing. Oh, thank God. Evil. Evil! It's like, oh no, not more tech stuff. Yeah, it's not supposed to be loud, because I don't want to have to... Yeah, I don't like having loud music on when I listen to a stream. And I know that's very much a personal preference because it just gets too overwhelming for me. I get overstimulated, and like I completely understand all these hobby painters who sit there with metal on and just have this really banging stream. Because I sympathize, it's awesome music and I love it. But if I sit here and I paint, God, too much. You're welcome, yeah, thanks. I just get overstimulated and frustrated, which is not what I want to be doing when I'm painting, so. Actually, the last thing I want to be doing when I'm painting, if I'm being totally honest. Frustration, no bueno. You play jazz or quiet folks? Yeah, I can't deal with jazz. For some reason, jazz and I do not get on. I have tried many times. I've been forced to try many times because I used to work in a shop where the only options that we were allowed to play by the boss were jazz or blues, because apparently there'd been research done and people tend to buy more stuff when there was jazz music on. Getting even more neurospicy. I mean, I am recently diagnosed, so it's one of those things. I just always thought I was just being difficult, and now it actually turns out, you know what, no, you're not being difficult, your brain just doesn't do the things it should do, or does it differently anyway. So yeah, diagnosed a couple of weeks ago. Apparently I have autism, which is fun to find out when you're 39. Explains a lot, though. It explains a hell of a lot. But I would have very much liked that diagnosis 30 years ago. But yeah, the shop that I used to work at, we used to have to play jazz or blues. And I always... Once I'd worked there long enough that I felt I could get away with insubordination, I started... Like, I used to change the radio because it would drive me absolutely up the wall, or I'd turn the volume down, just have it way quieter. Because especially jazz with like coppers, like trumpets, saxophones, stuff like that. Try it, like, yeah, it makes me want to crawl out of my skin. Which is silly, I guess, but yeah, we just don't get on. I completely understand why some people love it. I can get the fascination with it, but I just can't handle it. It's just not. It's not my bag. Right, that's getting there. This is beginning to look good, I think. I like its actual creases in the wings and yeah, nice. But I'm also getting hungry, and I just realised it's nearly 6 o'clock, so I'm not very surprised. I've been streaming since, well, for 3.5 hours. You should not have stumbled onto the Friday 3D printer deals. Oh, dangerous. Very dangerous. Well, I know who we're going to go to. I think. Just found that one of the nicest people that we have on streams recently is streaming. Right, I've actually had a really nice chill stream today, so I wanted to thank everyone very much for hanging out with me today. It's been a pleasure as always. I am going to create a raid for us. I'm going to go to thank you, Pixie. Fivergen, or I think that's how you pronounce it. I hope that's how you pronounce it. We've had them in the stream a few times, and I've just noticed they're streaming. Can't wait to help another amazing creature. Oh, that's very kind of you. I'll drop you a line at some point, because there's yeah, it would be quite cool to sort of dabble in other things as well. So yeah, I'm going to create a raid. Thank you all very much for hanging out with me again. It's been a pleasure. We're all yeah, I'm very grateful for all the support and for all the fun times and chats and everything. So thank you all very much. Love you lots and all that. And I'm going to send us over now. We're going to raid and hopefully make someone happy. Bye bye.